The stage feels unusually calm as the contestant steps into the spotlight, carrying their instrument with a careful, almost hesitant grip. The lights are warm but restrained, casting long shadows that stretch across the floor. From a distance, everything looks ordinary, too ordinary for a moment that's meant to change a life. The audience settles into their seats, some whispering, others scrolling their expectations away. This feels like the kind of audition people forget by the next commercial break. The performer takes a deep breath and offers a small, polite smile. Their voice trembles slightly as they introduce themselves, sharing a brief story about their love for music and the countless hours spent practicing alone. Nothing sounds dramatic. No tragic backstory, no bold promises, just quiet honesty. The judges nod kindly, exchanging neutral glances that suggest curiosity rather than excitement. One judge leans back, arms crossed, prepared to listen but not yet impressed. The instrument is adjusted slowly. Strings are checked. Keys are wiped. Drumsticks are rolled once between the fingers. Each tiny movement is magnified in the silence of the room. The audience listens to the soft tuning notes, unaware that these gentle sounds are only the surface of something far more powerful. A few people clap encouragingly, but the energy remains contained, almost fragile. As the performer positions themselves, there's a long pause, long enough for the tension to settle into everyone's chest. Fingers hover just above the instrument, not touching it yet. In that suspended moment, nothing has happened, and everything is about to happen. The calm feels deceptive, like the air before a violent storm. No one realizes that this quiet beginning is the last peaceful second they will experience before the stage is completely taken over. The first note strikes without warning, slicing through the quiet like lightning. It's louder, sharper, and more confident than anyone expected. Heads snap up across the theater. The performer's posture changes instantly, shoulders straighten, eyes lock forward, and hesitation disappears. This is no longer the nervous contestant from moments ago. This is someone in complete control. The rhythm builds fast. Fingers move with startling speed, gliding and striking with precision that feels almost unreal. Each note hits clean and powerful, filling the room with a sound that demands attention. The audience leans forward, eyes wide, caught off guard by the sudden shift in energy. A low murmur ripples through the crowd as people realize this is something special. At the judges' table, reactions are immediate. One judge's eyebrows shoot up in disbelief. Another laughs, shaking their head as if to say, "Where did this come from?" Pens drop, chairs shift, and focus sharpens. This performance has officially crossed from polite listening into full engagement. The music grows bolder, louder, more aggressive. The performer doesn't just play the instrument, they attack it with confidence, pulling sound from it like a force of nature. Every movement feels intentional, every beat lands with impact. The stage lights seem brighter now, pulsing with the rhythm as if reacting to the performance itself. The audience begins to respond instinctively, clapping, gasping, whispering excitedly to one another. Phones rise into the air to capture the moment. The shock isn't just about skill, it's about presence. In seconds, the performer has shattered expectations and rewritten the mood of the room. What started as a quiet audition has transformed into a moment no one saw coming, and it's only just beginning. By now, the performer is completely unleashed. The instrument seems alive in their hands, bending to their will with every movement. Fingers fly so fast they blur, striking strings, keys, or skins with brutal accuracy. What once sounded impressive now feels overwhelming in the best possible way. The music surges forward like a tidal wave, crashing into every corner of the theater. The performer's body moves in sync with the sound, leaning, twisting, stomping, feeling every beat. Sweat begins to glisten under the stage lights, but there's no sign of slowing down. Instead, the energy multiplies. Each section of the performance grows more complex, more daring, as if they are deliberately pushing past human limits. This isn't just talent, it's mastery under pressure. The crowd can't stay seated anymore. People rise to their feet, cheering mid-performance, clapping along even when the rhythm becomes unpredictable. The noise from the audience blends with the music, creating a charged atmosphere that feels electric. Camera flashes spark from the darkness, desperate to capture what feels like a once-in-a-lifetime moment. At the judges' table, disbelief turns into awe. One judge pounds the desk in rhythm, another leans forward with hands over their mouth, eyes locked on the stage. They aren't analyzing anymore, they're experiencing. Every note lands like a statement, bold, fearless, undeniable. The instrument is no longer just being played, it's being dominated. The performer bends the sound, stretching it, twisting it, forcing it to roar and scream on command. In this moment, the stage belongs entirely to them. Time seems to slow, then race forward again, as the performance builds towards something explosive. Everyone can feel it, the breaking point is coming, and it's going to be unforgettable. The performance surges toward its peak with unstoppable force. The tempo accelerates, the volume swells, and the instrument sounds like it's being pushed beyond its limits. Every strike, every pluck, every press carries raw intensity. It feels as if the music itself might shatter under the pressure, but instead, it grows stronger. The performer's face shows fierce concentration. Their jaw is clenched, eyes locked on the instrument as if nothing else exists. The final solo begins, wild and relentless, pouring out emotion that words could never express. Notes collide, cascade, and scream, each one sharper than the last. The audience holds its breath, caught between shock and exhilaration. At the judges' table, the reactions explode. One judge leaps to their feet, unable to stay seated any longer. Another grips the desk, eyes wide, shaking their head in disbelief. A third judge presses a hand to their chest, overwhelmed by the power of what they're witnessing. This is no longer an audition, it's a moment of history unfolding live. The stage lights flare brighter, pulsing with the rhythm as if the entire theater is responding. The sound fills every space, vibrating through the floor, through the seats, through every person watching. The performer drives into the final seconds with fearless abandon, pouring every last ounce of energy into the instrument. Then, one final, crushing note slams into the room like thunder. Silence follows. A sharp, shocking silence that hangs for half a heartbeat. And then the theater erupts. Screams, cheers, whistles, and thunderous applause explode all at once. The audience surges to its feet, roaring in approval. Everyone knows they've just witnessed something extraordinary. The stage has been completely destroyed, not by force, but by pure, undeniable brilliance. The performer stands motionless at center stage, chest rising and falling as they catch their breath. The instrument hangs heavy in their hands, no longer just a tool, but proof of what just happened. Sweat drips onto the stage floor, glistening under the lights. For a brief moment, everything feels unreal, like the world needs a second to catch up. The audience refuses to calm down. Cheers crash in waves, louder and louder, as people shout, whistle, and chant in pure excitement. Some are shaking their heads, others laughing in disbelief, all sharing the same feeling, they've just seen something unforgettable. This wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. At the judges' table, praise pours out instantly. One judge calls it one of the most explosive auditions ever. Another says they felt the music in their bones. Words like fearless, world-class, and legendary are thrown around, but even those seem too small for the moment. Smiles spread across the panel as they realize this is the kind of audition people will talk about for years. The performer finally looks up, a quiet smile breaking through the exhaustion. Their earlier nerves are gone, replaced with confidence earned the hardest way, on stage, under pressure. The crowd rises again as the judges deliver their verdict, sealing the moment with overwhelming approval. The applause feels endless. As the performer walks off the stage, the energy lingers in the air. Crew members exchange stunned looks. Audience members turn to each other, replaying their favorite moments out loud. A legend has been born in real time. They didn't just pick up an instrument. They absolutely destroyed IT, and in doing so, changed their life forever.